Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Weekly recap number 3. We're hitting it strong. NFL has been crazy recently. This has been, I mean, if I say so, it's been one hell of a day for trades. The league is
Oh, big time.
absolutely just bouncing all over the walls. I think, I mean, the biggest one so far that I've seen, Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP, back to the Chiefs with Patty Mahomes.
I don't like it as everybody hates the Chiefs, but it's a good pull for them. Good, I think the one thing that they could have used to try to reinvigorate what they were doing is a run game, and they're gonna get that run game for sure. And if you're a Seattle fan, or even if you're just following football, how do you let you just got to look at the organization and be like, how do you let that happen? How do you let that happen?
I,
I
you
mean,
know, I don't know, man.
for K9, obviously during the season, if they're gonna if they're gonna take carries away from him and give him to Zach Charbonnet, why would he want to stay there? And he's got a whole season of proof at him, you know?
He finally got the chance to show what he's about in the Super Bowl, and I mean, I guess they just bailed on him. So I think that was kind of insane. The Cowboys, picking up more Packer players now. They reunited Rashawn Gary with Kenny Clark. They were also in the talks for Max Crosby, who ended up on the Ravens. So
That's
that's
another
going to
big one.
be that's crazy. I don't know if you saw the clip of old Jamar Chase, I believe it was. He was playing
Yeah,
Arc Raiders, and that
yeah.
news hit his phone. He
Joe
wants
Joe
to have
Burrow
cameras.
texted him. Joe Burrow texted him the news. That was something.
And what do you think about Joe Burrow here? You looking? I mean, you want to get out of that division, don't you?
Yeah, I
You don't want to
you
stick
know
around.
obviously from being Louisiana sports fan, LSU love Joe Burrow, but my they don't have an O line for him. He's gonna die on the field. He's gonna die. He
You
has to
might.
play. He has to play Max Crosby. Then he has to play the Steel T.J. Watt, and then he has to play Miles Garrett twice a year. All of them twice a year. He's gonna die.
We might see a record for most times sacked in a single season upcoming. I
And
mean,
they're still not giving him an O line. It's
no,
just it's a tragedy.
no, that's gonna be it's gonna be one hell of a season for him over there. Kyler getting released, we saw that. Obviously covered that yesterday. Great video, go check that one out. Mike Evans to the 49ers. I thought this was kind of a surprise. Um,
What are we doing? We're talking
I
about Mike Evans in 2026.
right. I mean, come on now.
Mike Evans has been getting dominated by cornerbacks 10 times smaller than him for years. I mean, we saw it with Marshawn Lattimore for at least 5 seasons. I mean, it was hilarious watching him get babied by Marshawn Lattimore. Mike Evans is washed. I don't know why you would even want to go for 3-year deal with him. That just seems like a waste of money. But
Yeah, and after the injuries, you don't know how he's gonna bounce back from those. I mean,
and
concussion and collarbone,
the age is not a benefit with that, It's
not at
not.
all.
Like you can't just I just don't like the move at all. I don't
Yeah.
like it at all even.
On the other side, though, we've got the Raiders making some big moves. I mean, I know they just lost Crosby, but I mean they picked up Linderbaum from the Ravens. They also picked up Nakobe Dean and Coy Walker a few hours ago. So you're kind of looking at them. They're building something over there. I'm not gonna lie. If they go grab Fernando, one overall, and now you've
I
got
like them
Genty.
having the defense. I want to see some more offensive line pieces for Mendoza. That's obviously what you can see.
Mhm.
When the Bengals go pick up Burrow, they don't really have an O line to protect him that much, and he makes magic happen, and they go to the Super Bowl with him. But you need to have, in my opinion, if you're gonna draft a star quarterback, you gotta go get some pieces to protect him.
Yeah, and over there, a division rivals of yours, the Falcons, picking up
Tua turned
Tua.
the ball over.
I mean,
Tua turned
if
the
I
ball
may
over.
say
I'm
so.
so scared. I'm so scared.
Have we lost our damn mind? It's time to move on from Tua. It's time to move on.
Who has lost their damn mind? Tua. Tua. He's gotten it's mush. It's mush. It's
Yeah,
brain stew. Shout out Green Bay.
it's just terrible. And I mean, how does that make you feel though as a Saints fan? How How about them Saints though? Let's not forget about Houday
Who
or
knows?
who? Yeah,
That's nonsense. They is Bengals that was, uh, absolutely culturally appropriated from my team, and I will not stand for any nonsense of you associating who they with us instead of who that. It's that. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right.
I
Anyway,
apologize.
do not attach any association of these trades to of these moves, especially on the defensive side. The defensive side is what I'm talking about here. Well, we'll get to the offense later, but on the defense, do not attach any association of this to me whatsoever. I have nothing to do with such idiocy, such blasphemy, such ridiculous nonsense. I'm so sick of these people. I could just, oh, oh my lord. How are we going to let Demario Davis go? What are we? He is one of our best players on the defensive side of the ball. He's a leader in the locker room, and we're just going to let him go. And on top of that, Alante Taylor, a veteran cornerback, we're just going to let walk. When we got guys like Quincy Riley, Isaac Yadam, and there's another one. Oh no, 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 no. Anyway, Quincy Riley, Isaac Yadam. We got dudes like these coming up, and we're trying to develop them, and we're not going to have a veteran in the locker room. What are we doing? It's not a good football idea. On top of that, we go sign Noah Fant. And look, I understand this. Saints fans have had the same reaction to players like these in the past. And we had the same reaction when we drafted Tyler Shuck last year. I mean, maybe Kellen just knows what's going on. Because Tyler Shuck does look like he's turning it around, especially at the end of the season. Maybe he knows what's going on. But if I may be allowed to bring up some stats from last season, Noah Fant played 15 games, had 34 receptions on 41 targets, 288 yards, an average of 8.5 yards a reception, but only 3 TDs. And, he had, 13 first downs. So, I mean, I guess he's getting a first down a game, but, Kellen likes his tight end, so maybe we can use him. I don't know, man. And then he goes and gets 3 fumbles too. Saints have had an issue with fumbles in the past, with guys fumbling the ball in dire situation. Hold on, what tight end was that? I can't remember his name. Damn it, he fumbled the ball and sent Breeze out of the playoffs.
I do have to inject real quick. I just saw Reed Blankenship got traded to the Texans, so they seem to be built something over there as well. I mean, the Eagles secondary is just getting picked apart right now, it seems like, especially after losing their coach. So hopefully we get to watch them just crash and burn this next season. I think that would be fantastic.
Mm, you know, yeah, the Eagles. I don't know what they're doing over there. I haven't seen them make a good move this offseason yet.
Nope,
So
not one.
we're gonna have to see.
Yeah,
Just gonna have to see.
we moving on from the NFL for now. Step
Yeah.
up on
Oh, just another one. The Seahawks haven't completely done anything terrible yet. I mean, they signed Rashid Shaheed to $3 million or 3 year, $61 million deal. I like that. Obviously, I'm a big Shaheed guy. I think, given the right opportunities, the right situation, Rashid can be a very, very valuable member of any offense if you use him a lot and use him well, which they were not really doing. They were just, letting him punt return. But
Yeah,
it could be a good
still
deal.
worked for him though. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Now the AK Psy basketball game last night,
Wow,
playoffs.
what a
Whew,
thriller.
it's a big
What a
game.
thrill.
That was, I mean, talk about keeping it going till the last second. I mean, they had me on the edge of, I guess I wasn't really in a seat, but recording on the baseline, I could feel my heart rate get elevated a little bit. I know you guys up top in the rafters
Oh,
were
it was rowdy.
were
It was
going,
rowdy.
yeah,
I mean,
I could
we had
tell.
some very rowdy fans. It was insane.
Shout out to Mr. Noah. I think he riled them up a little bit, got under
No,
their
I
skin.
think Zach Sila,
Hmm.
professional fan right there. I mean, Lord have mercy.
Just getting after them. And I mean, a 50-49 game. Whenever you were up, I think they were up by 14 or something at one point in the second half. It was it was
They were
dangerous,
up.
and even
They were
the
up in the
start of the
first
game.
half early. You know, they took an early lead over AK
Yeah.
Side. AK Side bounced back. AK Side gets it like a 10-point lead, and then all of a sudden, we're at tied. They're almost tied.
Yeah, let's talk about the shot right at the buzzer for halftime for Chase. That was that was
Electric.
ice in the veins off the back foot with the man coming at you, and I mean that was just it was beautiful, and I mean he
That was a
hit.
tone setter for AK Side. That was a
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that happen, because right before that he had himself a little he had a run. I think he had like 11 or 12 points in a 4 minute span, and then he does that. I mean, I'm
insane
not gonna lie, at halftime he was my MVP. That's the dude that I was going with. That was gonna be my player of the game. But
until
then Ryan Boyle, second half player. He
this
had a
man
good
turned
first
on
half.
takeover. He turned on sharpshooter. I mean, it was
He
it was
really did.
it was like the other game. I mean, he just turns this man. It's something. A switch flips, and then all of a sudden they all go in. They all go in. It
Every
just
single one.
goes and goes and goes. No matter where he's at, if he's getting fouled, it doesn't matter. The ball is going in the net. It does not matter.
It was just
It was beautiful.
it was fantastic because not only was he, I mean, he was a menace offensively, but also defensively. I would say he stepped it up as well. I mean, he had them on clamps on the perimeter. That perimeter D was looking pretty good. He did a great job following his shots in. I know he had one that the three ball came up a little short, bounced off the front rim, but the first dude to the ball was him. And nobody else stepped into the paint. He was right there, followed it in, got the layup. That was beautiful. Towards the end of the game, I think he had back-to-back drives where they would just kick it out to him on the wing, splash. I mean, by the time that the final buzzer went off and they secured it 50-49, that he's the player of the game. That was the dude that really kept them in it in my eyes. And I mean, I don't think there's really a debate behind that.
Can we talk? You know, I completely agree. I think that that is a great, phenomenal take, and I appreciate it. That that was Goyle was just insane. But can we talk about the underhanded tactics that these people were using? I mean, the opposing team tried to take it to the bonus in intramurals.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Not
we
to mention, they weren't even close to being in bonus. What did they have
no,
to do? They
no.
had to foul him like 6 times.
They fouled for 6 times, and then finally we started getting free throws. But there was still like a minute left on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they almost came back was very impressive. But I mean, dude, you are sending it to the bonus in an intramural basketball game.
Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to experience
So
that.
if you are gonna, you know, play like that, I think you are just a coward. You need to beat us straight up. Don't do that. Don't do any of that.
And
And then
how
you
about
got
the tactics from the referees? That was just disgusting. That was
the
gross. They would
referee.
inbound the ball, take a shot, go in. Sorry, this I believe it was Ryan also. They inbounded to Ryan in the corner. He grabs it, turns and puts up a shot while getting like slapped. No foul. No whistle blow. They call it a dead ball foul or an on the what is it, on the floor. They just sent him back to the sideline. That was a shooting foul all day. That was and one.
And you are gonna tell me that that is not a foul. But I mean, when Cheyenne like accidentally bumps into one of their players, that is a flagrant, and she gets a free throw. I mean, dude, this was some of the worst officiating I have seen in a very long time, and I know what bad officiating looks like. This was bad officiating. I know. Yes, that's what I. Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Yep, getting the flashback. I mean, all I'm going to say, you could tell that they had some friends on the other team. I mean, it was pretty blatant with how close they were trying to keep it. So,
big
I,
time. There was
you
some
know,
sort of collusion going on there. I
there
think there
was.
was a little bit of Vegas had made a call or something.
I think so. I think the spread was a lot wider favoring AK Psi, and they saw that and they realized that bet what was it? It was FSA to cover, I believe. And you could
Something.
tell the referees they were in on that. They were making sure that they covered. So that was just it was gross to watch. But once again, I mean, shout out to Ryan Goyle just being an absolute dog. Shout out to Chase as well for that just beautiful run right before the end of the first half. Loved watching that. I look forward to watching their next game tomorrow night. I don't know how many away they are from the championship, but I'm just glad that we've made it past the people who are going to pay referees to do some shady stuff. Uh,
Indubitably.
so
Indubitably.
moving on, the World Baseball Classic. I mean, all eyes are off the MLB right now. Nobody cares about spring training. It's all about the World Baseball Classic. And your boys in the stripes, stars and stripes, have been tearing it up.
When I saw, I can't lie, when I saw Britain hit that first home run, I got a little scared because I was like, we can't lose to the crumpet munches. I mean, what
Mm-mm.
you can't, I can't have that. And as I'm looking at the UFC and a great establishment, Christie's, it was a great establishment, great rooftop. Anyway, we're looking at the UFC. I turn my head. All of a sudden, it's the fifth inning and the US up four, and I'm like, man,
Never doubt them.
it's our game. And then we go up and run up the score to like 11-1.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Hey,
Let's not forget that Declaration of Independence, bro. We want nothing to do with the soggy biscuits across the pond. Sad those sad excuses for baseball players over there. All right, that's Don't try and come take our sport. All right, you can keep
cricket,
soccer.
pal. Stay in cricket. Speaking of
Yep,
cricket, there's not. I mean, it's the
nothing.
one.
No one cares. It's cricket.
Yeah,
Get out of here. That's their sport. They can
yeah,
focus on
yeah.
cricket. They can focus on the Premier League. We don't care. All right. I wish I could just have like bald eagles circling me 24/7. I mean, this is America. We run baseball. Japan is getting spanked this year. They will not take it. I don't care. Shohei, he's great. They're not taking it this year. The Dominican Republic, all the papi, nuh-uh. None of that's flying this year. No, sir. You're in our country.
Our pastime.
This
Our
is our.
pastime.
It's America's pastime, all right? I don't care what they're doing over there in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and whatnot. This is the American pastime. We
US,
we
US
what we set the finish line. We own it.
Yep, we own the finish line.
We
US
own the
Mexico
finish line.
tonight. Come on.
Yup. What do we got? We got Mexico. Oh, come on. Dude, I get it. They're our neighbors. But I mean, I know
We already
Canada's
beat the neighbors to the north. We're gonna beat the neighbors to the south.
we already beat the
We'll
51st
go
state.
America like we do every year.
Yep.
Come
East
on.
Alaska got slapped, and now we're about to smack South Texas this evening. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really fired up for that. I think just to cover some of the other teams, I know Japan has been tearing it up. Of course I get it. They're good at baseball and stuff, but was they slapped Taipei, 13-0 in China, but they only beat Australia by one. I
Yeah,
I think we've got them this year. I really do. Israel got fucking
yeah. Team
bombed
Israel
by
won,
Venezuela.
but then they won last night against Nicaragua.
Well, I'm sure they got a lot of good players down there in Nicaragua. Um, yeah, I'm super excited. Oh, Mexico did beat Brazil.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
16-0.
South Texas beat Brazil
Who
16 nothing.
cares?
It's a
Who
fair point.
cares? Not me. I don't. That's for sure. U.S.
Don't
just
blame you.
boom, boom. Come on.
You know what,
Kershaw's
Eric? I don't know
out
what
there
you got
throwing
going on
100
this
miles an
evening.
hour.
I think if you're down, we can go down to like Mikosina or something like that and go watch the baseball game and let's get rowdy. All right, we'll get it going. Okay, just go with me on that. All right, we'll just go with that. The NHL, the Dallas Stars had themselves a 10-game win streak going on. I know it got broke by the Avalanche. It was heartbreaking, but they bounced right back and they won them another one. So I mean, 11-1 in your last 12 games. There's no one that's going to complain about that. It was the first
Uh,
time that we'd hit a double-digit win streak. I couldn't be more proud of the boys. Just happy to see that. The Golden Knights,
yeah, the
um,
Golden Knights have been just
they're just falling
absolutely
apart.
pathetic,
Yeah,
just lackluster.
I
I
like
mean,
I feel bad for Lacey.
last night was just a monstrosity. Okay, they were it was 2-1. or no, it was. Hold on, let me go pull up the tape. I mean,
They
Lord,
finished 4-2. I know that.
was oh, it. You know, so it's 1-1. Then the Oilers score early in the third to make it 2-1. Then they score to make it 3-1, and then the Golden Knights decide, okay, we're gonna go score. The Golden Knights score, and then they immediately pull their goalie, and with like 3 minutes left. You don't do that. Why would you? I don't understand why you would pull your goalie with 3 minutes left. So then, obviously, because the Oilers have that Canadian bastard McJesus, and he sauces somebody up, comes down and delivers an assist, and right into an empty netter. I mean, it's so it
Can't do
was.
that stuff. Not against the Oilers, not against McDavid and Draisaitl. You can't be doing that. Um, but yeah, aside from that, I mean, the NHL is just kind of, the final games. I'm sure it'll get a little
Yeah,
bit more interesting in the coming weeks when you start, figuring out who is going to make the cut for the playoffs and stuff. But I mean, it's the same with the NBA. There's really
yeah,
nothing going on in the NBA other than the final games. But college basketball, we're getting ready. I mean, I keep seeing ads. If you're not mad in March, then what are you doing?
yeah.
So I'm excited to see what these brackets look like at the end. I'm pretty sure we're out of it. I don't think we stand a. I think we're just
Yeah, I think SMU is not gonna get a bid to the tournament because
now. If we do though, insanity. We're just
it would be insane. We would be a 16th seed, no doubt in my mind. But you know,
it's not
what are
where
you
you
gonna
want to be. Yeah. So we'll make sure we'll get some brackets going on when that rolls around. Get the boys fired up for that. Uh,
do?
And another thing to be excited about is the return of F1. We had our first races last weekend over there in Australia, the Melbourne or the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. But the Mercedes got the 1-2 lockout. They finished first. George Russell took it, Kimi right behind him, and then you had I believe it was Leclerc and Hamilton at 3 and 4. So kind of crazy to watch two teams lock out the 1-2 and then the 3-4. But the new rules, these new cars, the electric, the new MOM system that they got going on. There's a lot of stuff going wrong with that. I mean, Oscar spun out in the very first.
It was
I believe it
trying
was the
to
first
go
lap, or it was at least early in the race. Um, I think a lot of complaint about the speed on straights. If I can recall, it's all wonky. There's power systems going out mid race because they're just not capable of handling it yet. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where this race, or this season goes, what the future races will look like. I'm sure everybody wishes that they would just bring back the V10s and go back to flying around, shrink the cars, throw in the bigger engine, and really just watch the sport go back to being insanity. But I look forward to it. I don't know if all of a sudden Mercedes is just going to continue this dominance or if they just got lucky for the week. We'll figure that out in the next race. Some other stuff going on this weekend was or this past weekend was the BMF belt between Oliveira and Holloway.
Yes. You know, I would like to formally apologize. I went 4-6 on the picks that I delivered, and most of them were parlayed. That is my fault. And as one of my buddies so eloquently put it, I could not pick a hair off my ass this weekend. So, yeah, that was not great. I would like to formally apologize. I'm sorry. Uh, However, I did say to bet Oliveira at the end, and I went even because I put a decent bit of money on Oliveira. So, I think it balances out. If you tailed my pick on Oliveira, you probably won some money.
Now, how did you feel about that fight though as a BMF fight? It felt a
So
little bit
I have mixed opinions about it. Well, first I want to start with the fights that really stood out to me. One being the featured prelim, the last one between Xiao Long and Cody Garbrandt. Most people are angry with the decision, and I can understand if you had money on Xiao Long. I mean, he was dominating that fight, but at the same time, when you kick another fighter in the balls 4 times and he pukes on the last one because you've kicked him in the balls 4 times or 3 times, what do you want to have happen to you? I mean, you cannot do that. It's illegal for a reason. If anything, So when a fighter pukes, it's up to the ref's discretion. If it's off of a main like a legal thing, then that fighter is disqualified. If it's all legal and the other fighter pukes, the one who puked it cannot continue. But this was an illegal kick, so Garbrandt could continue. But anyway, you cannot. You are going to get points deducted, and if you are already in a close fight, like not 10-9s, not 10-8s, Zhao Long won the fight, won each round, but it wasn't a wide margin. It was a pretty close, margin each time. You cannot put yourself in the situation to go kick somebody in the balls and get a point taken away from you. It's just utterly stupid. It's stupid. It is very just that was just horrible. Now then, RoboCop absolutely pieced the crap out of Bruno Ferreira. I mean, he threw RoboCop threw 2 punches, one to the body and one to the head, and the one to the head knocked him out cold. I mean, he was dead. He was dead. Then the next fight, who was that? That was Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. Also a knockout. There have been rumors that Michael Johnson's nephew was kidnapped by the GDKs in Chicago or in St. Louis and was held hostage so that he did not, win the fight. That there have been rumors, and Michael Johnson has had some betting instances in his fights in the past. So,
this isn't new to him.
It's not. It wouldn't be new. It was just something that happened. Raul Rosas going out there. He's a dog. He's an up and comer. I'm surprised. I'm sad he didn't hit the Chihuahuas. I was about to say he didn't hit it. I mean, it was very disappointing. But anyway, second to last main event or co-main was Paulo Costa versus RDR. Paulo Costa went out there and dominated. I mean, RDR has been on a downslope for a while now, and I just don't know when he's gonna come back. But it certainly was not Saturday night. I mean, Paulo Costa. And Paulo Costa, the leader of the Fighting Nerds. I mean, he was.
I like the Fighting Nerds. I'm a big fan of them. I think they're exciting to watch. I love watching them walk around with their glasses. And
Mauricio Rufy's on the White House card, I think. Or no, it's either Rufy or Proctor.
Speaking of the White House card, my goodness. I mean, are you not fired up for that?
Get me salivating and fantasizing. I mean, I'm ready.
I'm just disappointed I didn't see Conor McGregor's name on there. I'm waiting for him to make his return. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
I'm over Conor McGregor. I hope that somebody. I hope that one of the actors puts a hot take about Conor McGregor on the.
It'd be nice to see.
I'm ready to talk about Conor McGregor and the nonsense that he put us through for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Anyway, last one, and also the new situation with John Jones. John Jones, go look at his Twitter. I mean, there was some beef that we can. We're running long on this UFC segment, but I can cover that in a later time. I mean, that was another big ticket item. Finally, the last fight was BMF, Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway, and Holloway, it pains me to say this because it is a BMF belt, and if you're gonna have a BMF belt, you are supposed to. It's an unwritten rule, you go and you fight, and you want to see it on the feet more, and you want to see a knockout. I mean, and that's how it's happened every single time by TKO. Masvidal made Nate Diaz bleed through his ear on the first one. That was the first TKO, and an arguable BMF fight. Every other fight has been a war on the feet, and it usually leads to a knockout. But this one, you don't. In my opinion, it was a bad matchmaking decision. You don't put a striker against a bona fide grappler who Oliveira is just gonna go grapple. And even he didn't at first, but when he did go for that first takedown, and Max just gave it to him, and then he didn't get up, and Oliveira's like, okay, well, I'm a fighter. I'm here to win. I'm going to go do it however I can. And Max was just not giving him, he wasn't giving him defense. He was just sitting there. It was It was terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
So you want to see the finish happen at some point. I would have
you
been
do.
fine with all the grappling if it led to some
It,
sort of a
the,
submission or a couple super
the,
close submissions, but it just didn't seem to. It looked like there were moments where he had him in the headlock or he had him in the submission he was looking for, but I mean it didn't last. He either slipped it or he never had it in the
right,
first
but
place.
you can't put that on Oliveira. You got to put it on
No,
Max. You
no,
got to
you
put it
can't
on
put on Oliveira.
it's
It wasn't
it's,
Oliveira's fault.
it's Max's
He
fault
fought
for
great.
exactly. It's
He did his
Max's fault
job.
for not doing it, and it's the UFC's fault for making this a BMF fight.
I agree.
We can talk about again on a later date if anybody is a UFC fan. We can talk about the validity of the BMF belt and what we think should happen with that. But it's just I don't know, man. It's just something.
Well,
I liked the fight. I thought it was a good fight. I don't know if it was a good BMF fight.
I agree. But Eric, I gotta run. I got a yacht party to get to. Jerry Jones invited me out onto his
Ah,
yacht, so
nice.
I gotta hit the flight. Go meet up with him and make it happen. I appreciate you guys for watching. Eric, obviously it's great to see you. I
Good to
look
see
forward to
you too.
speaking to you again soon,
Yep.
getting another segment going on. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. Please, any sort of recommendations that you would like to see, please leave them in the description or the comments below. But I'm out. It's time to go party up, live it up on the yacht. I'm
Oh,
looking
big.
forward to it. I'll see you guys later.